All right, I think this is about ready to go. Move this out of the way for restream. I don't know why it says to log in. I'm already logged in. Whatever. So if you're joining for Redshift Live for Thursdays, go ahead, hit me up in the chat. Let me know that you're getting this clearly and everything's working all right. Looks like, from what I can see, everything's going all right. Except my camera is flickering as usual. I don't know what that's about. It's probably just a power source thing. Whatever. Oh, I see 3 people. What's up, Akira? Isn't it like, super early where you are? So I'm going to start setting up the scene for infinite floors. We'll just do our normal giant guy. All right. 5 a.m. So are you just going to bed or are you just waking up? Got a disk in here. Doot, 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 doot. Cool. So I'm about like 7 minutes early, so I'm kind of just setting up a scene right now. If you jump in and you have any questions right now, or you just want to say hey in the chat, let me know. Nothing exciting yet, but we'll talk about the Infinite Floors tutorial that just came out. Good morning. What's up, Jags? Where are you from? Where is it good morning? Or are you talking to Kira? Doot. Not sure yet. Just finished some complicated shot tracking, thinking about getting some sleep. Be a Redshift Whisperer tonight. I can try. Depends on how exciting this chat gets and lit up with everything. Can't tell where that's coming from. Oh. Let's see. I've got dome light, so let's make sure this is all set. Almost ready for some infinite floor action. And just play around with some of this stuff. Put whatever on our Iron Giant. Can start whispering about the Iron Giant. Man, I really think I would have a niche if I only did tutorials whispering. I don't I don't know. I feel like there's something about it where people either will focus more or they'll just be so intrigued that yeah, I may have to take that up, or maybe I'll just start an anonymous second account and start doing that. Like some copper, we'll make him copper. This light is completely blown out, but that's okay. We're not going to be using that. Philippines, that's awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. Mm-hmm. Well, the plans for this are, I just had like a quick tip tutorial come out for doing an infinite floor. So I'm just going to cover that again really quick, see if anyone has any questions about it. And then I don't really have any plans. It's kind of just open Q&A, whatever people have for questions. But I think, I don't know. I'm not sure what I want to do. I've been wanting to start playing with X particles again, and I just haven't had a chance, so I might just start experimenting with that. There's been a couple updates for Redshift 2 that I can go over, like now automatic coloring of nodes, which is really awesome. What else? Some of the, oh yeah, you know about this too. You were talking about it, Kira, about like the user data stuff too. I can talk about some of that, how it now works with instances, which is really awesome. But to start, I'm gonna just go over this. So in the tutorial, there's 3 ways that I go through this. One is just using Redshift tags. Another is using a material with a matte catcher. And then another is kind of like this. Thanks. Oh, you love the recent update to Redshift. Yeah, that's awesome. I thought you were saying update to the last tutorial. Yeah, the recent update is great. So yeah, quickly, I'm just gonna run through this. It's not even 9 yet. I really want to start doing this, but I know it's usually at 9, so I'm gonna wait 2 more minutes. I'm gonna be patient. But yeah, the update's really awesome. I love these node updates. I've noticed too that they seem to scale properly now, like with the titles. I don't know if that's just my imagination. Like the titles used to always get cut off no matter what scale you're at, or at least for me they would, and now they actually kind of fit in the top, which is really awesome. While we're just hanging out waiting for people, I'll bring in a scaler and hook that up. I need another light source. There we go. Why is this light not affecting the giant? Oh, it's because the giant's a matte at the moment. I'm going to turn off our giant. Make a cube. This cube can be about 5 by 5 by 5 really quickly. And we'll toss it in the cloner. And in here, we'll do a grid array. We can do 6 by 6 by 6, something like 50 by 50 by 50, something like that. So this is really blown out, of course. But if I throw this on here, and I go in and I turn on instances, and under scalar user data, get our object ID normalized, boom, we actually, like, it actually works now. Before you could not use instances. So this is a huge update. That's just really, really great. I haven't messed with anything else to see if it's really made that big of a difference. Index ratio still kind of does it in chunks by row. Let's see what else. Yeah, that one doesn't seem to do anything. Probably because we're using MoGraph. What else can we do? That's all just like offset stuff. I feel like maybe this wasn't here before, but I just don't remember it. And somebody in the chat can update me. Were all these fire ones in here before for temperature, fuel, fire, smoke, and expansion? It makes me think that they're getting ready for a future update on for X particles and being able to do like EFX stuff. If it was in there before, I just am senile, but yeah, it's pretty cool with this recent update what they're doing for that. And I can also show more on how to use this later. But going back into this, connect that up. And I kind of like that. maybe I'll do that instead of the giant. I always do the giant. All right, so for this, let's just cover bases. What the tutorial was, it was a 10-minute tutorial. It's really quick. It's now up on my page. It should be up on BroGraph very soon as well. And what it is how to get an infinite floor. And there's 3 ways to go about doing it. First way is just using a simple tag on this disk here. So we've got our disk. If I throw a Redshift tag on it, go to Redshift object, and we go to mat, do override, enable, boom, just like that. We get it. Then we can put shadow down here, and we start to get a little bit of shadow in there. Let me move this cloner guy in here a little bit closer so you can see. And so, you know, it works. It gets the job done, and we can look all around and we got our infinite floor with a shadow. However, it leaves a lot to be desired. So there's 2 other ways you can go about doing this. One, we'll take this tag off here. We're going to make another Redshift material, and I'm just going to call this shadow mat floor yum yum, because why not? It's getting late on my end, and so I'm being a little crazy, I guess. So in here, we can do a search for shadow, and under this, a matte catcher comes up, matte shadow catcher, and we're going to use this to get a little bit more control out of our disk. So go ahead and connect that there. And right now it looks terrible. And what we need to do is start turning things on. So we're going to use our background as our environment, turn that on. Cool. It's just like the tag. It's even already got shadow turned on down here. So it's catching shadows. We can even catch diffuse a little bit. I'm going to leave that off. I'm going to go to ambient occlusion, turn that on, get a little bit of ambient occlusion in there, making things look nice. And then we can even catch reflections. So we get some control there, and we can control that a bit. I guess the color is not really going to make that much of a difference, but we can do weight for sure. Bring that back. I wonder if I haven't tried this. If I should throw in a Fresnel, should have done this earlier, and connect it up to here. And I go into reflections, glossiness. Is that what I want? I think it's what I want. Maybe it's weight. We'll try both. And then we set the IOR to, let's say 1 point. Oh, let's try like 5, just to like blow it out. All right, so that kind of is given accurate results. I think, however, I really want, reflectivity is not what I want. I want weight. Okay, so reflectivity is weight. And what if I do a 1 point, plastic's usually like 5.1. It kind of looks like plastic. The only thing that I'm seeing now is right in here, these edges aren't matching properly. If I disconnect that, does it go back to normal, or is it just, that's interesting. I never really noticed that before. What if I crank up this a little bit? I need to hit enable. Those edges are still in there. What if I do bucket rendering? I didn't notice this before with reflection still holding onto that edge a little bit, and it may just be a progressive render issue, and bucket rendering will clear it up. Interesting. Probably catch diffuse. While this is going, I'm gonna turn this down just a bit. It's getting a little hot. Let's get Manhattan Studio. Do our subway train. Doot, doot, doot. There we go. What's up, Jan? Good morning, afternoon. It is good evening here. But good morning, afternoon to wherever you are. Where are you at? So it doesn't seem like it to be a bucket rendering thing. However, I'm digging this lighting now, so that's kind of cool. And let's take a look at our shadow catcher and figure out why these edges are the way they are. Is it just like needing more samples? So like 256? Nope. How about in here? We'll do 256 in here. Just need more samples there. I don't want this on anymore. Turn that off. Maybe I just need to scale the disk a bit more, but Singapore, wow, we have Philippines, Singapore, Russia. This is awesome. Going worldwide. That edge is going to be a pain in the butt, apparently. I didn't really notice it before I started messing with Fresnel. Here, I'm going to restart this shadow catcher because that's irritating to me. All right, background as environment. We'll just start with that. See what that gives us. Let me turn off bucket rendering. It's still getting that. Not quite as perfect as I would like, but you know what? We can combat that just by scaling it out a little bit more, and then it'll flush itself out there. So maybe it's just a scaling issue when it's really small. Yeah, it looks like when it's really small, it does it, but then we just scale it out just a little bit more and it takes care of that edge. Okay, I'm feeling better about that. Turn on our ambient occlusion again, and we'll turn on our reflections. There we go. And what happens if I do 2 for glossiness? See, how about up here for weight? Can I go 2? Nope. 2. So you can't quite get a full realistic output for this since it won't let you set the IOR. I'm thinking glossiness seems to be pretty good. If I go up to 20, let's see what that does. See, it's gotta be getting clamped. All right, let's try it with weight. See, weight can only max out at 1, 2. So that's one of my issues with doing it this way, is you can't exactly control the fall off of these, and because of that, this glossiness in there is kind of just like artistic liberty. So bring this down here. Okay, But then if I do this here with weight, it's kind of the same thing. You can change this to whatever you want here, but it's still not really doing anything. Let me just go like 50 for this. I guess that's kind of about 256. How far can I go with this? So that's way number 2. It's a little bit more artistic liberty because of dealing with the glossiness right in here. It can't be perfect. So third option is kind of like a gimmick and a little bit artistic as well, but I like what we can start with here. That is not how you spell opacity. Opacity. So we're going to go ahead and just throw this on our disk. Comes back. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to get a ramp. I'm going to bring this in here and we're going to connect our ramp to our overall opacity color. And we're going to set this to circular. Go ahead and invert that. You can see we start to get this opacity change in there. I think we can probably push that a bit more. And so unlike the other one, you can still control your reflection. However, I think it's just because of how much lighting we've got going on, it's not actually going to disappear all the way. So that's one downside of doing it this way. Interesting, I think if go to linear, maybe that will help. That's what I did before. That's all right. So anyway, you get the idea. What's happening is it's pushing the opacity down on the sides here and making it dark, and it's supposed to fall off. I'm going to go ahead and just put this as paper, see if that helps too. It's not really, like I said, it's kind of a gimmick and it's just a third option. And I got it to work earlier and now it's just not wanting to do it. I don't know why that is, why it's just not actually fading off. Let me see if I scale this up, if it's the same issue as before where it just wasn't updating. No, that's just looking like crap. So really either the shadow matte or using the tag is going to be your best bet. This really should be working. I'm kind of disappointed that it's not. Make sure I have everything where I want it. Yep. All right, whatever. All right, so that's that. Now that we've got this open, let's have some fun, mess around with some stuff. So all right, let's exposure down a bit. Actually, yeah. I'm gonna bring this background down too. Maybe even something a little darker like that. Bring this one back up. So that's the other thing that kind of happens too, is you don't get, like, it's a perfect floor, but it still is just, it doesn't seem completely as realistic as it could go. All right, so let's talk about some of this cool new stuff with what came out this week in Redshift. So we've got new colors in here, and color graph, and that will colorize things. If you open up an old project and it hasn't been colorized, so you just do that. All materials are kind of this reddish color. Textures are all kind of this yellow color. Utilities in here, purple, environment, lights. All this has been color coded, which is really awesome. If we look at our user data, I was talking about it when we first started, but now that we actually have some people hanging out, I'll go over it again. You can get some actual randomization and user data properly. So I'm going to connect this up here. What's up, Barograph Tuts? Who's that, Matt? And object ID normalized. And there we go. So what we can start doing with this is what am I looking for? What am I looking for? I want the switch. There we go. So now we can actually start using this with instances too. And I talked about this. Ramp it. Sure. That's probably a good idea too. So I'll do both. I'll do a switch and a ramp. I'm not live on Barograph. I should. Hold on. What account am I on? Where's my OBS? Stream. I guess I am on my wrong profile because I have my Sing collection, right? But I can't see, it won't let me choose a profile right now because I'm streaming. But if I go into settings, I'm on Restream. Yeah, no, I think I'm just logged in on the wrong account. Dave, what do you want me to do? Because I can stop and restart. It'll be a completely new stream. Dang it. What's up, Billy? You've always got something, Billy. And I guess I'm gonna go to plastic. Oh, I see you're on here. I mean, I've been going. Where's my window? About a half hour now, but I started streaming probably 5 or 10 minutes, maybe even 15 minutes early. I don't remember. I started streaming a little bit early just to make sure I had everything set up, but I guess I didn't have everything set up. Let me see. So Kira, you said to ramp it, but it looks like as I ramp this, oh, I'm not doing alt. There we go. That's part of the problem. Awesome. So yeah, you can ramp it. Sorry, I'm reading. I mean, it's not really too difficult to start over. Hold on. So we might be restarting the stream because it's really weird because maybe it's because the restream chat is logged into all of them, because I'm getting the chat stream, but it should only be picking up one. What am I getting? Hold on. Now I'm getting stuff in here too. Let's just mark. All right. Well, I'm going to keep continuing on this until I hear back. So we can start putting some stuff in here, and maybe we make this like a purple. And make this like a green. Let's see what's Dave saying. All right. I'll restart right now. All right. So guys, we're going to put a pause on the stream for like 2 minutes, and I'm going to restart.